Hi everyone, this is Aaron from HH Watch Reviews. Welcome back to the channel. So about a month ago, Seiko introduced a new 38mm dive-inspired case for their Seiko 5 Sports line. And with that introduction, they released 4 new models. There was the SRPK29, SRPK31, the steel dial, the SRPK33, and the orange dial, the SRPK35. Now, these two watches I've already reviewed on my channel, so if you're interested in that video, I'll leave a link down below, and also there's a little pop-up in the corner there. Now, basically in that video I mentioned that, the trend being towards smaller watches these days, Seiko released these at a perfect time, and in my opinion, these are going to be very, very popular. And also I mentioned that Seiko won't take too much time before releasing limited editions and doing collaborations using this new case. And guess what? It's exactly now a month since the release of these models, and we now have a limited edition in the 38mm case. So, in today's video, I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing this new model. This is to celebrate the 55th anniversary of the Seiko 5 Sports line. And Seiko decided to collaborate with the comic series Peanuts. And, obviously these watches are limited editions, so we'd have 2 models that were released. There is the SRPK25, the one that I have right here, and there's also the SRPK27. That one is a 36.5mm field watch. Now I went for this one due to the fact that I personally prefer the dive style watch, and also because this one has the 20mm lug width, whereas the field style watch has 18mm lug width, which I don't really like due to the fact that most of my straps and most of my watches are at 20mm. So let's go ahead and unbox this new watch. Now you know that most new Seiko 5 Sports watches, they come in that little small, I guess, blue grayish box. So it's nice to see that this limited edition comes in a nicer box. Before I put the cover away, if we look on the underside, we have this original comic strip from 1963. Now, when this watch was announced, pretty much everyone says that the comic strip is supposed to be from 1963 due to the fact that they're celebrating the 55th anniversary of Seiko 5 Sports. But for whatever reason, if you look down below right here, it says 1965. So I'm not exactly sure if that's a mistake or it's just, I don't know. I actually don't really know, but it's supposed to be from 1963. So I'll give you a moment if you want to, read the comic strip. Pretty cool. So obviously, based on this comic strip, you probably figured out that this watch features Snoopy, that famous beagle. Obviously, in the watch world, Snoopy is very popular because of the Omega Speedmaster and some other watches. But obviously this watch is a much more affordable alternative if you like Snoopy and the whole playful fun that it brings into watches. So yeah, let's put that cover away. All right, here we have the watch. So before, let's see if there's anything else in the box. No. Okay, so let's put the box away. All right, so here is the watch. Okay, so let's just start with the dimensions and specs of this watch. So we have a 38 millimeter case. We have a thickness of 12.1 millimeters. Obviously, the nylon strap adds a few millimeters there. 44.2 millimeter lug to lug distance. A 20 millimeter lug width. This has a push-pull crown. Oh, let's see here. Wow. Okay, this is actually a signed crown. You have that little paw imprint. Very nice. It's a 120 click unidirectional bezel. Very easy to grip. So obviously the case itself, it's exactly the same as the regular production. So there's nothing new there. But oh, I do notice something different. So let me just zoom in here on that dial. Okay. Okay, so first of all, as you can see here, the bezel insert, the font is actually the original font from the comics. Very, very nice. Even the triangle has this little each corner is a bit rounded. Very nice touch. So we have here Snoopy that's holding the surfboard at the beach. And the surfboard says, all right, Seiko 5 Sports. Very nice. It's actually the same drawing as the first panel of the comic strip. Look at it. There you go. Focus. Pretty cool. Oh, the white dial and chaptering is, very, very, very nice. It's a stark white. There's no like champagne or beige or off-white coloring. It's really just a white, plain white dial. Obviously the second hand has this little touch of color. It's a bit of an orange red-ish color. Let me show you that crown again. Very nice. Okay, so let's have a look at the case back. So this watch is running on the 4R36 movement. So that is an automatic with hand winding. Has about 41 hours of power reserve, 24 joules, beats at 21,600 beats per hour. So one thing I noticed is the case back is actually, it's a see-through case back, but there's like a frosted finish so that you can, like, I guess, see the drawing better. Right, is this the same as the comic strip? Okay, no, it's a bit different. It's basically Snoopy riding the waves. Like I mentioned before, this is a limited edition and it is limited to 8,900 units, and I have 4422. Very nice. This has a push-pull crown, and so the water resistance is 100 meters, like most Seiko 5 Sports watches. Now the nylon strap obviously looks very nice, but I do wish they would have shipped it with the bracelet also. Like, I understand this is a limited edition, so obviously there's a little bit of a premium there, but you know, the regular production comes with a bracelet. So if they could have just added the nylon strap on top of the bracelet, that would have been a nice inclusion. But I do like the nylon strap design. It matches the whole design and the aesthetic of the watch very, very nicely, actually. So let's put it on the wrist. So yeah, today I'm wearing the Seiko 5 SRP 51, I think the reference number is. Really like this one. Let me just wear the watch off screen. Okay. I really like that Seiko includes these nylon straps that are long enough to actually, you know, just flip and, you know, put the excess in the first, at least the first keeper. I might actually even go on the second keeper, so yeah. I have a 7-inch wrist, so this will fit, you know, easily 8 inches. But obviously at 8-inch wrist, you won't be able to flip the excess back in the keeper, so yeah. So here's what it looks like on my 7-inch wrist. I think this looks perfect. I really like this strap. The strap doesn't actually add too much height. Like, it digs in the wrist, so it still looks very nice. So one thing I noticed, and I really wish that Seiko would have done this, because I have the Seiko Prospex SPB 313. That's that slim turtle case and the white dial. Basically, the hands and the borders of the indices, it's a darker metal, like almost gunmetal finish. And so the indices and the hands really pop from the, you know, the dial, the white dial. But here everything is finished in silver. So in certain angles, like here, let's say, it's a bit harder to read the time. Like the indices and the hands just blend in with the white background. So yeah, I wish they would have, you know, done it in gunmetal, especially that, you know, the regular version, the beige dial has gunmetal finish for the hands and the indices. So I know they're able to do it, obviously, so they could have done it on this one too. That would have really made everything, you know, pop. All right, so yeah, that's about it. I guess I can leave you guys with a lume shot. I really like the fact that there's a bevel on the crystal. So when you turn, you can actually see the lume. Gives it this really nice effect. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is, you know, just as good as any other Seiko LumiBrite lume on these Seiko 5 Sports. models. Very nice. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like and share the video with anyone who's interested in watches. Also, do let me know in the comments, like, is 8,900 units really considered limited? What do you think? So yeah, so thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you on the next one.